The presidency is defending the size of Nigeria's delegation to the COP30 climate summit after criticism that the nearly 750-member contingent shows misplaced priorities. A presidential aide argued that climate negotiations are complex, requiring various officials from various ministries to protect Nigeria's interests on issues like finance and energy. He clarified that the official government delegation is around 423, with the rest being civil society and private sector attendees registered under Nigeria. The defense comes after Labour Party's Peter Obi slammed the delegation as a stunning display of misplaced priorities, noting the stark contrast between Nigeria's poverty levels and the cost of sending such a large team. So to help us make sense about this clash between Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi and the presidency over this 423-man delegation to COP30, and also the need to achieve a balance between the public interest and managing perception in public spending, we have Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale, who joins both of us now to talk about this. And you know, this is such an interesting topic because when Peter Obi was making his point, he essentially contrasted Nigeria's GDP, Nigeria's population size, life expectancy with China's, and essentially found that China's was much higher than Nigeria's in all of these indicators. So is there a world where these kinds of numbers of delegates will ever be justified?
Well, that is his opinion. And that means if you are to be the president, you may not even attend the conference in Brazil, which is right. And that is his priority. But he's not the one who got elected. It's Tinubu who got elected. At a conference in Brazil in April or thereabout, he promised that Nigeria will be a leader in the climate change transition process. That Nigeria will not see it as an obstacle, even though oil is our own source of energy, that we will not abandon oil, but at the same time, we'll take the energy transition as a sort of unique opportunity and marry it to economic growth. So that is his own priority. And I remember he had a conference when he came back, and he told all ministries to get involved. All ministries to get involved. So I'm not surprised at the magnitude of the delegation. I'm not surprised. But to compare Nigeria with China is another misconception. China is a communist state, and China is now getting into the forefront on the energy transition because the United States has abandoned ship because of Trump. Trump believes now in industrialization and using fossil fuel to foster economic growth. So he has not even sent a delegation at all. So because nation was a vacuum, China has seized that opportunity. But then China is about the largest polluter of the climate because they still rely on coal to generate it. Even though they are leaders in energy transition in terms of solar energy, especially. So it's a matter of priorities. And you cannot say because people go to conferences. Conferences are a means of generating investments, fostering ideas, exchanging ideas for economic development. And Nigeria is a big nation. I'm not saying if you do it on a comparative basis with a level of poverty, level of whatever he is quoting there, those are distractions. Those are distractions. These are policies, these are conferences, these are contacts and communications meant to foster economic growth and to protect the environment. If he becomes president and he wants to behave like Trump, let him wait for his opportunity 2027. Let's leave it at that.
All right, Mr. Sobowale. Yes. The presidency claims that these delegates will attract climate funding.
Right.
Now, after how many COPs that we've attended, seen massive delegations, what climate money has reached to has gone to the Nigerian farmer whose land is, flooded, or a northerner facing the desertification? We don't see it trickle down at the end of the day. We always hear about the justifications. When it's time to measure outcomes, it never evens out. So how do we explain it?
It depends on who is measuring outcome. If you want information on how it has affected agriculture, how it has affected environment, there are state institutions that people can go and find out.
Why should we have to go and find out? Can these not be published?
Especially as a journalist, if you want
no, they should be published, because
go to the right quarters to seek information.
If we're talking about transparency,
opinions that you see nothing.
These are opinions of Nigerians.
Who are the Nigerians?
Nigerians should be explained to. The president is to be held accountable. So if he's going to send such a large number,
Peter Obi the only person to hold
I'm not talking about
Nigerians
Peter Obi. I'm talking about the reality.
Peter Obi now.
No, we're discussing this delegation. This is not centered on Peter Obi.
It is.
It is not, Mr. Sobowale.
The presidency. It is Mr. Peter Obi who is making these allegations, and you are embracing them.
This is not about Peter Obi.
It is about Peter Obi.
I'm letting you know that this is about the delegation that's being sent. 423 members to represent Nigeria in Brazil.
The size of the delegation.
Mr. Sobowale.
That is the subject of discussion.
No, it's
Peter
not.
Obi condemn the massive size. Unless we have different brief.
But we might have different briefs.
I understand what she said. She's talking about the brief. You are talking something different. Please.
Let's talk about the fact that this size of delegation is questionable. People are asking questions that it's too large considering the realities that we face right now in terms of what our economic state is. The fact that the petrol costs what it costs, about 1,000 up there, and maybe up to 1,200. Yes. We have teachers that have not yet seen their pay, pensioners that have not received their pay as well. We have also a crisis in the health segment.
So if the government everywhere.
Exactly.
So must we close shop to the international community?
That is not what I'm talking about, Mr. Sobowale.
Must we close shop to our future? Must we not make efforts to make life better for our people?
Do we need 423 delegates based on the realities that were staring us in the face as Nigerians?
Said it is a priority. It is going to create economic opportunities. Why don't you give them benefit of doubt? We've
given them benefit of the doubt, but we also have a right to ask questions. Is this necessary?
You're asking. But if you must ask questions, there are about 40 ministries in this country. You are a journalist, source information from the appropriate quarters. Don't just make broad statements. Just because
we can ask for transparency, Mr. Sobowale. I'm not. No, that's not the statement, Mr. Sobowale. That's how you choose to see it.
Yes.
The government can choose transparency and list out all the functions that each of this person or each of these delegates will play for this trip to show that it's essential.
Then you have ignored what the man said, that not all the people listed under Nigeria are government delegates. That many Nigerians have gone there from the private sector, even from the fossil fuel industry. Because they are lobbying to see that the transition does not knock out the fossil fuel industry altogether. So they are all there. And Nigerians are a very diverse, very hard-working, energetic lot. They are, even if they hold it in China, they will be there in their myriads. Especially people from Peter Obi's ethnic group. They will be there among the most other people. So let us not close shop because our people are in misery. So government cannot attempt to make life better. It is not Obi who was elected president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he is doing his best. And to the best of my own knowledge, he said this energy transition thing is going to be a priority, and he is going to see that we get the opportunities out of it to marry it with economic growth and improve the lot of our people. Nothing can be better than that. What's the next question?
None.
Yeah, I think we are out of time, but thank you, Mr. Sobowale, as always, for coming to bring your perspective on this story.